Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we are on episode 70. So the topic for today is from teaching to thriving, Maricris' journey to freedom and fulfillment. And our guest is Maricris Trujillo. She is going to be with us in a few minutes, but before we dive into our topic, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. So I also want to remind you that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register into my website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into my website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register to the live webinar. So that one will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesdays and one for Thursdays, because those are the days that we have our live webinar. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link that you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, I invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, so what is it that we're going to find out on the webinar? So, on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works, and also you get to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So, let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from yesterday's live webinar, just in case you want to catch it before next Tuesday's live webinar. All right, so our host was Elena. She's a full-time mom. In our first panelist, we have Masako. She's a former nail salon owner. We also have Virgie. She's a daycare owner. We have Keyuri, ex-pharmacist and at-home mom. We also have Rika, an IT senior analyst programmer. Victoria, healthcare provider. We have Rebecca, a registered nurse. We have Natasha, an online business owner. So as you see, we have all different, walks of life, different ages, different ethnicities, but they all have something in common, and that is, they took that leap of faith to change their lives and their families' lives. So if you're catching this replay before next Tuesday's live webinar, our replays have subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now you know what to do if you want to start your online business and start earning online. All right. So, like we mentioned before, we are on episode 70. So our topic today is from teaching to thriving, Maricris' journey to freedom and fulfillment. And our guest today is Maricris Trujillo. So let's find out. Actually, before I bring her in, let me introduce her to you guys. So I'm so excited to introduce you today's amazing guest, and Maricris is the guest. Sorry, I'm a little bit fast today. Okay, so our guest today is Maricris Trujillo, and she's living in the beautiful state of New Mexico, USA. So Maricris is a passionate teacher and a proud mom of 3 wonderful young adults. She joined the digital business world with a powerful vision to create a brighter future to her family, to retire early, and enjoy the freedom to truly live to the fullest. Maricris is a dedicated to making a positive impact and inspiring others to dream big and take action. Get ready to be inspired by her journey of purpose, courage, and possibility. So let's bring Maricris to the studio. Hi, Maricris. Thank you for coming.
Hello, Sis Sandy. Thank you so much for inviting me to your live pep talk, your live interview. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be here.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I
You're
know that I just
welcome.
Thank you. I know I did a little bit of introduction about you, but is there anything else you want to add to the viewers so they get to know you a little bit more? Oh, you're muted, sis.
Yeah, I'm a mom of three young adults. All my kids are already in college. One is going fourth year college this August. Uh, he's my son, my eldest. He is major in digital arts and films, and then my second one is major in biology, third year college this August, and then my youngest is a first year college in liberal arts. So they are all young adults, and I'm just happy to be their mom. And I'm teaching fourth grade this coming school year in August. Many years ago, I've been teaching elementary and college way back in the Philippines. I've been teaching 20 years for 20 years in the Philippines before we immigrated here to the United States. So yeah, um, I've been teaching all my life. I experienced also to do caregiving job, but that is only like in the summer months that I'm not working as a teacher, but mainly I'm always teaching in a public school. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here, and yeah, that's a little background about me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. Okay, so here's the first question for you. So, Maria Chris, as a teacher and a mom of three, you have dedicated so much of your life to nurturing and guiding others. What inspired you to take the leap into starting your own business, and how did that decision reflect your commitment to creating a brighter future for you, family?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sis Sandy, for that question. As a teacher and a mom of three young adults, I've always poured my heart into others, into my students, my children, and my family. My life has been about serving. Every day, I show up in the classroom not just to teach the subjects that I need to teach for the day, but also to shape lives. At home, I'm always been a nurturer, the silent strength, and the constant support of my family. But there came a moment when I quietly asked myself, who's pouring back into me? And I
Mhm.
was doing all the right things, working hard, showing up, giving my best. But I realized my time and income were so limited. My salary could only stretch so far. I could pay the bills, yes, but what about my dreams? What about traveling with my kids? What about building something that I could pass on to them someday? So there's really nothing. So that is why even if I'm working for this is my 28th year already um, in teaching elementary, yeah, that tug in my heart just got stronger. I just wanted more for my family. It seems that it's just like a routine that I've been doing, teaching the whole year every day. And it seems like um, I'm not really going I'm not really going anywhere else. And I also wanted more for my family, more time with them, because when my kids were still young, I always work. And then when I came home, it's already nighttime. And then because I teach elementary in the morning, and then if it is already 12:20 in the afternoon, I go to college to teach college students so that to give additional income for my family. And then when I went home, my kids are already sleeping. And then when I wake up in the morning to go to school, because I go as early as 5:30 in the morning, they are still sleeping. So there's really no bonding and quality time with me and my kids because I'm always just busy working. So yeah, I just want more time with them, more freedom to say yes to life, not just during summer breaks or weekends, but every single day. That's what led me to explore starting my own business. It was not a decision made lightly. I knew it meant stepping into something new, unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. I was even skeptical at first, but my greatest why is greater than my fears and my skepticism. So I continued and I started my digital business and I took the risk. But I also knew this: if I didn't change something, nothing would change. That is what I learned when I reflected in my silence. So I took the leap, not because I had all the answers, but because I had deep desire to create a brighter and more abundant future for my family. Because for many, many years of being a teacher, I've been really living paycheck to paycheck, just enough to pay the bills. And I still have loans to pay, and I'm still supporting my mom way back in the Philippines. And it's not really enough, and my kids are already in college, and of course our expenses are also going up. So that is why, yeah, this business became more than just a side hustle for me. It became a symbol of hope, a new beginning, a way to show my children that it's okay to dream again, even when you're older, that you're never too late to start over, and that love sometimes looks like taking bold, scary steps to rewrite your story. So, yeah, I just took the risk because I know if you will not take the risk and go out of your comfort zone, I know that you will not be successful in any way. This leap reflects everything I value as a mother: the faith, the strength, and vision. I didn't just do it for me, I did it for my family, for my kids, for my husband, so that I can also have the extra money to send my to my mother, because my mother is an aging parent, and she needs also my help. And for us Filipinos, we always help our parents, our family way back home. So I did it for them, for us. So I hope I answer your question, Sis Sandy. That's
Yes,
my answer to question number one.
thank you so much. Yes, you did. You mentioned a lot of nuggets there. And you mentioned like you pour your heart into others, but what about you? And I think that's a lot of many times, like we get carried about a way, like work, giving back to, providing, for the family and all that. But we always neglect your me time, to be able to recharge. So you're like, you give, you give, you give, but nothing comes to you in terms of, getting that me time. And that's very important because you need to recharge to be able to have that mental well-being, health and mental and health well-being. So you need to do things like, you loved, to be able to recharge and to be able to continue give having that energy to pour, into all the for example, now it will be, into your work, into your business, into your family. Um so but you need to have that me time, and that's something that, we neglect when we work, because like you mentioned, you're just in that cycle, that routine. And many times, we get so caught up in that routine that we don't stop to reflect in our lives to see, what needs to be changed. What do I need to improve? What I need to fix, in our lives. We just keep going until we get that aha moment that something happened, then we realize, oh, we need to do something about it. But yeah, it's good that we need to reflect and pause and get out of that cycle that we're so used to. um the other thing that you said, life is about serving, and you've been doing that your whole life. And that's good, because this online business, it has a purpose of serving others too. So you can carry that into this business, and you continue to do something that you really enjoy to help others. So that is good for that. And also, yeah, so one of the reasons, yeah, I do relate to you when it comes to, like, well, the hours, because you were mentioned you have your teaching, job, but in the afternoon, to be able to provide that extra side of income, to your family, to supplement. You also went and teaching to college students, and but because of that you were not having that bonding contact with your family, because you will leave early, they were sleeping, and when you come back late, they were already sleeping, so you wouldn't see them until the weekend. And I do relate to your story, because when I was working in the movie industry, we worked 12 hours. So many times, at the time, my parents were working, uh I will be, like, leaving early in the morning, and then like sometimes my parents were still, sleeping, and they were not wake up, or sometimes, they will leave early in the morning, and then I will leave like afterwards, so I didn't see them. But then when I come back late at night, they will be sleeping, so I didn't get to see them until the weekend. And sometimes, even later, because sometimes I will be working like a late shift, so I will arrive at home like a Saturday morning, so I wouldn't see them like later in the afternoon. So I do understand that. And that, because of that, you get to miss a lot of milestone from your kids, and for a lot of parents out there, they want to provide to their kids, but they forget, well, no, because of the necessity, that you also need to be there for their kids, to create that family bonding. And that's what this online business allows you to do, that to be fully present for your kids, not be able to missing any milestones. So that's a good thing, because now you say, you are able to have time with your kids, and be able to create those bondings, which is very important. And the other thing, like, you were living, paycheck to paycheck, you were just surviving, you were not really, thriving. So um it's true, it doesn't matter how many times, like, we work like 2 3 jobs, it's still not enough, because you still have your bills. And for example, like you say, the Filipino tradition, is to help family back home. In this case, you're helping your Asian parents. So um life in United States, or like life in Canada, is not cheap, it's expensive. So you have all these bills to pay, and on top of that, you're trying to send money back home. But at the end of the day, you don't have nothing left. You don't have money for you to enjoy with your family, to travel. You don't have that extra savings, that you usually, we need to have those extra savings for any emergency. So really, that make you think about it. You have to do something, because you can't continue like this, especially, continue working 2 jobs until, retirement. That's not gonna be worth it for you, because your health might not be well, and when you wanted to enjoy life, you might not have that health to really enjoy it. Plus, the income might not be enough, because a lot of people retire, and their retirement income is not enough to be able to survive. So that's why a lot of people keep working after retirement, to be able to supplement that retirement income. So yeah, so this is a good opportunity to start reflecting on your life. Pause, like, you have to make some changes, and this online business give you that opportunity to do this on the side, to start building that income, and at the same time, give you that time and flexibility to be able to spend with your loved ones. Like, for example, now, like, I had a guest on one of that interview guests. She used to have also 2 jobs. Because of this business, she was able to cut down on the part-time job that she had, and now, be more fully present with her family, because she can do the business at home. She doesn't need to be going, present, physically present into that location. This one, is the portability, you can do it from anywhere. So yeah, it's amazing. how this business adapt to your schedule, not the other way around, and you can have those family bonding moments at the same time, building that financial stability, which it starts as a side hustle, but eventually, it will surpass your actual income, and then you are able to quit your job and then just live fully, from this online business. So thank you for sharing that. So, second question for you. Stepping into a new business while still working full time takes a lot of courage and resilience. What challenges do you face at the beginning of your journey, and what helped you to push through those initial fears or doubts?
Yes, thank you so much for that question, says Sandy. Oh, wow. Where do I begin? Starting this business while still working full time was not really easy. It took a lot of courage, and honestly, it tested me in ways I never expected. First, let's talk about time. As a teacher, I already had a full plate, and as a mom, that plate was overflowing. So when I began this journey, I often found myself waking up early and staying up late. I would squeeze in trainings, write posts, or answer messages in between my lunch break. My lunch break is just really very short, but I make time to check if there are inquiries in my business. And yeah, in between the household chores when I'm at home. There were nights that I was physically tired but emotionally determined. I really want to change my life for my family. The second challenge was fear of failing, fear of what other people might say, fear that I might be wasting my time. I would hear comments like, "You're too busy already. Isn't that kind of risky?" Yeah, I at first I was very worried of what people would say about my business, about what I'm doing. Yeah, what if? What if? Yeah, I have a lot of doubts and a lot of worries at the beginning. They might be thinking that that's not for people like us. They might tell me. And honestly, some of those voices started to echo in my own head. I started to doubt myself. I wondered if I really had what it takes. But here's the thing that helped me push through those doubts. I remembered why I started. I recall what is my greatest why. Why did I do and start this business? So I go back and I reflected on my greatest why, and that is my family, my husband, and my kids, and my mom. So that is why. Every time I feel like quitting, or I'd picture my children's faces that no, I'm doing this even if I'm working full time and so busy. I'm doing this because later on I will harvest and I will be giving my family a better future, a more comfortable life. I'd imagine the day that I could finally tell them that, "Mom, this is for you." That vision, that deep desire for freedom and abundance, that is why I kept going, because I'm also doing this so that I can also help my mom in the Philippines. Also, I didn't walk this road alone. The mentorship and the community in this business lifted me up when I felt small. I met people who were once in the same boat, like teachers, moms, OFWs, those other working professionals like me who are now thriving because they didn't give up. Their stories reminded me that I could do this too. So I was also inspired by the success stories of the people in our business community. And most importantly, I leaned on the Lord. I prayed through the fears. I surrendered the outcome. And I believed that if He planted this dream in my heart, then He would also equip me to walk it out and by step. Yes, it was not easy in the beginning, but choosing growth over comfort is what allowed me to keep going. My greatest why. I always go to my greatest why whenever I feel like it's challenging already. There are bumps on the road, but I understand that in life, in the business, or even at work, there are always bumps on the road. So I just tell myself these are just temporary bumps. Later on, when I will overcome each one of them, I know that these are just temporary obstacles. So that's my answer, sis Sandy, for your question number two.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you mentioned a lot of nuggets. And I love what you mentioned. Um, you mentioned about the um, the challenges that you face at the beginning, and I think I've been there, and I relate to your story. Uh, Once, like along the journey, it gets to a point where you still have those doubts comes in, and like you mentioned, you pause and reflect about it and remember your why. Why did you started this on the first time? And because of that, it helps you to bounce back and continue on your journey. But I think when you have that moment, that first moment that where this comes, um that's the moment where you understand, you know the process of the process that it takes, to take you from point A to point B. So once you understand that, yes, you will have moments later on in your journey where you are gonna feel down, but you know how to bounce back by going back to your why. But the first time we face that is like, it's a lot of reflection, because it's like all these thoughts coming in, and then you're trying to see, like, am I doing did I make the right decision? Is this really gonna work? But you go back to your why you started, because you don't want to go backwards to where you were. You want to go forwards to a better life. So yeah, so thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and I do relate to you, um that when you say that. And also, yeah, you mentioned that, through this journey, one of the reasons, also that helped you to continue and overcome those challenges was the community. And yeah, I totally agree with that, because same as you, there were two occasions at the beginning of my journey that I faced challenges, and thanks to the two members of the community, I was able to bounce back, into this journey. So that really helps you, because they have been in your shoes before, because they are ahead on the journey, so they understand what you're going through. So they're able to guide you, to listen to you, because you need to let go those feelings. But then they will let you, like, okay, let's go, let's keep going, remember your why you started this. So they will help you to bounce back and continue to this journey, and make you understand. One of the first lessons that I understand was patience on that I faced, and was a member of community who helped me with that. um and the other one was my mindset. Was one of the challenges, because I thought that I had well, for patience and mindset, I thought that I had a strong mindset, and I thought that I had a lot of patience. But this business proved me wrong, starting my journey. But thanks to, the community, I was able to bounce back. So I do relate to you when it comes, like, help, the community helps you. You also mentioned, the success stories from the community. That is true, yeah. And and the thing is, like, in this journey, to be able to succeed, to be able to overcome those obstacles and challenges, to be able to have that resilience, you really have to be plugged in into the system. You really have to feed your mind with positive content, content that will motivate you to be resilient and continue. And one of those things are our success stories, in our community, especially, the ones that we have every Wednesday in our Millionaire Mastermind, because they are people, just like us, just like anyone. They started on this journey, a lot of them with a lot of debts, a lot of them, um, they all came with different reasons. They were looking for, like, more time, more flexible time, be able to build that financial pay and all the debts that they had. um, and they had so many obstacles along the way, but they were able to overcome those obstacles and challenges, and be able to reach where they they were able to reach their dreams, and now they're successful. So when we listen to their stories, because many times we think our stories, like it's really, struggles. But when we listen to their stories, we realize, oh my God, okay, I thought my story was bad, but listen after their story, they had worse, but they were able to overcome those obstacles and challenges and be able to succeed. So if they can do it, so can we, so those are the inspired stories that make us, continue on this journey, because we see other people just like us, that went through struggles even worse than us, and they were able to succeed. So that's also inspiring. So thank you for sharing that. Um, Let me see what else here. Yeah, you also mentioned that the other thing that you lean on the Lord. Okay, so because you surrender for the outcome, and that's true, having that faith that he was the one who brought you here for a reason, so you just have to be patient, be resilient along this journey. But at the end of this journey, you will see the harvest of what you that's how we say, the harvest of what you planted, you know
Yeah, that I will reap I will reap or harvest what I have planted.
Yes. Yeah. So, but we have to have faith in God, because He was the one who brought us here, and we have to have faith on this journey that it will happen when the moment is right. We just have to hang in there, um, and not surrender for the outcome, because yeah, a lot of time on this journey we tend to focus on the outcome, but we really have to focus on the things that we can control and not on the things that we cannot control. So when you focus on the things that you can control, so for example, doing your training, showing up in your business every day, continue helping others, things will fall, start falling, and then you're going to be able to achieve, your to get to the point where you want to reach. But if you focus on the outcome, what it does is, like, if you're having an outcome, because yes, we have our moments where we reach those milestones, but then it goes down and quiet. So when you get to that point and then you see other people having results, it brings you down, so that's why we don't need to focus on those outcomes. We need to focus on the things that we can control and enjoy the journey, because you have to enjoy the journey, because if you enjoy the journey, you will start seeing um, those harvests that you mentioned before. Yes. So yeah, so don't focus on the outcome. So I love when you say you surrender of the outcome, because it will happen. When it will happen, we don't know, but it will happen. Only God knows. So we just need to continue to do our part, and God will do his. So thank you for sharing that. All right, so let's go to the third question. Okay, so you have shared your dream of retiring early and living life to the fullest. What does success looks like to you now, and how has your definition of success evolved since starting this business?
Yeah, that's a very amazing question. Thank you, Sis Sandy, for asking me that question. Yeah,
Mhm.
before starting this business, I had a very traditional view of success. It meant working hard, getting a stable job, paying off the bills, maybe saving a little for retirement. Because that is what I see in the community in the Philippines and in here. That is what that they're just really working until 65 or 66 years old. Even I just want to tell you that yeah, even in my school, there I have some co-teachers that retired already, and then it's because the pension here also is not enough because the cost of living here in America is also high, and it keeps on going higher and higher every year.
Mhm.
And yeah, they came back to the school to teach again. Why? Because their pension is not enough, so they go back to school and teach again, even if they're already in past their retiring age. So yeah, it I was able to reflect on that, and I told myself I will not be doing that. When I want to retire, I will really retire, and I don't want to wait for me to become 65 or 66 years old just to get my pension for retirement. Yeah, so yeah, because people around me, they work hard, that have that stable job, and then just wait and work until retirement. I don't want that to happen to me. I thought if I just follow the path, I will be okay. But deep inside me, I didn't feel successful. I felt
Mhm.
stuck in the stressful job that I have. There were moments that I would sit quietly and ask, is this all there is? I was living paycheck to paycheck, but the whole lifetime, my whole lifetime, I had to say no to simple family trips or delay helping out loved ones financially because there's not enough money because I only have one source of income, my paycheck. I didn't have the freedom to rest or dream. That's when I realized that I needed to redefine what success meant to me because the my traditional view of success, I think it's the other way around, and it's not fulfilling what I dream of. Since
Mhm.
starting this business, my entire perspective has changed already. Success now means freedom, the freedom to live life on my own terms. That is really my dream. To wake up without rushing, like early mornings, sipping my coffee, and I don't need to rush. I can eat slowly my meal, either my breakfast or my lunch or my dinner. I can do it slowly uh, without thinking that I need to do my work or there are reports that I need to submit to my school head and everything. And yeah, my dream to work from anywhere, to choose how I spend my time and who I spend it with. Because for the 28 years that I've been teaching, it's always like work, work, work. And to have that free time for myself, I don't have it. Success also means presence for me. Being able to attend family events, be present for my children's milestones, and not feel torn between my job and my life. Because there was one time that since we are short staffed and it's always hard to have somebody to cover my class whenever I have either a doctor's appointment or I need to attend a special event for one of my children. And yeah, it's really hard, it's challenging. Yeah, that is why for me success means peace of mind, not worrying every time a bill comes in. Also having options, being able to bless others not just with words but with actions and resources. And most of all, success for me means legacy. I want my children to grow up not just seeing a hardworking mom, but a bold one. Because my youngest daughter told me, Mom, you're always working. You're just working. Because even when I'm at home, I'm still doing the reports, all those all those things that are required of me, because it's not always that you are just teaching, you're also doing all those written reports that needs to be submitted to our school principal. So yeah, a mom who didn't settle. That's what I dream of. A mom who chose faith over fear. A mom who took a chance even when it scared her. That is me. That is what I'm dreaming because she believed in something greater. So that is what I dream of. That is how I vision success. That's what success to me now when I already been running this business. It's not anymore about titles or a certain bank balance. It's about freedom, peace, and purpose, and creating a life that reflects the values I hold dear. And yeah, I don't want to just be stuck in my regular job and just be stressed and be waiting until I will retire. I cannot imagine that I will be doing that. I told myself I need to do something that will that I don't need to be living paycheck to paycheck and just wait for my retirement, which is the pension is really very low. Yeah, because I have a friend, we have a neighbor when we used to rent an apartment here in New Mexico, and he worked for more than 30 to 40 years of his life just to get a $1,200 pay pension every month. It's not really enough
Mm-hmm.
because the rent of the apartment here is already high, and it's not really enough to cover his food, his bills, and other expenses. And he's already aging, and he has already lots of illnesses. That is why I was able to reflect that it's really hard. I said I don't want me to be experiencing what my friend, my neighbor has been experiencing because of just depending on the small pension that he has, and there's no additional income that's coming in because it's just the pension, because he cannot work anymore because he's already having like a lot of illnesses because of, yes, working hard. Uh, that's already the effect of working the whole lifetime, and then I think the pension is not enough
Mm-hmm.
to compensate all the hard work that he did the whole of his life that he was been working. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to this business. That version of success isn't just a dream anymore. It's becoming my reality. So I'm working hard for it every day because I know that this business or any other businesses, either traditional or online, we cannot just be. It's not a get rich quick scheme. You need to work hard and do your effort every single day. Show up anyway. Yeah,
Yes.
according to the book of Samantha Hine, that we need to show up anyway. Whatever it is, whatever you're feeling, either you're feeling bad, you're feeling sick, you're not feeling good, you still show up anyway. And that is what I'm doing every single day. And this year I'm really working hard for in my business, because I know the effort that you put in the business, it will give back to you double or triple in a few years time. So yeah, that's my answer, and that's my vision and how I see success at the
Thank you.
present, says Sandy.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, you share a lot of nuggets, and yeah, I think like as a society, we get so conditioned of like you go to school, you graduate, and you get a job, and then you continue that cycle, and that is been passing from generation to generation. So, but the thing here, like you mentioned, you are sacrificing your time, you're sacrificing family, you're sacrificing your health, um, for money, because you're really working for money. But in reality, you're trading that money for time that you can be spending with your loved ones, but you're not doing that because we're working for money. So but the online business, it gives you that opportunity of have the money working for us. So because of the automated system, it works behind the scenes, so we are able to have that success that you were talking before, the time freedom, living on your own terms, not depending on somebody else's, uh, directions, or schedule, because you decide when you want to work, you decide uh, what are you going to do today. So you're really not dependent of someone, and then you get to spend those quality family bonding times that that before, when you're working, you cannot spend those quality times. Like you mentioned, you miss, you didn't get to see them until the weekend because you will leave early, they will be sleeping. When you come back, it was late and they were all sleeping, so no family bonding time there. So really, success is not about money. Yes, money can help us, have the things that we want, but we want to be able to have the money work for us and not us for the money, to be able to really enjoy life. And that's what, an online business allows you to do, that to be more fully present and And also, I love the other kind of success that you mentioned is the legacy. Because a lot of time we think about the legacy financial part of it. Yes, there is a financial part of it, legacy that you can leave to your family and kids. But the other legacy is the legacy that your kids are watching you, from the beginning. And like you mentioned, they can see that my mom is bold, she goes for what she wants. She's able to get out of that comfort zone to be able to build her dreams, and those are the legacy that you're leaving to your kids, because they are watching you grow. They are watching you changing. They are watching you taking challenges, um, to be able to go out of that comfort zone, um, to be able to achieve things, that you want, because you want to reach those dreams. So when they see that, they say, well, if my mom is able to do that, not having any knowledge, not having any skills, you know, then so can I. If my mom wants to go for her dreams, no matter what obstacles and challenges comes in front of her, she keeps pushing to go for her dreams. So can I. And that's the legacy that you're leaving to your kids, showing those resilience, showing them, that mindset, that is required to be able to go for your dreams. So that's success, because it's something that, it will stay with them, until the end. So yeah, so thank you for sharing that, because we tend to look success in the financial part of it, but it's not about that. It's about the time, the family time, the family bonding. What things that you can leave as a, to them, that will stay with them forever, and those are the memories. The things that you guys both share together. No one can take those away from you, and that is success. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome, Sis Sandy.
So we have arrived to the end of our life. So thank you so much uh for spending some time of your time today to share your story, share your journey. We hope so that a lot of people got inspired with your story, and they relate to you, because really, we tend to work, to provide for our family, but sometimes, we neglect some things. But that's when the moment that we need to pause and reflect and get out of that cycling, that we are, and then pause, reflect, what are the changes that I need to make? Because if I continue this way, nothing is going to change. It's going to get worse and worse. Like you mentioned, like the prices are keep going up and up. So you really have to do something about it. And you gave a good example of your neighbor, your friend neighbor. That's a good example of that. And you don't want that for you. You don't want that for your family. So yeah, so we have to take action if we want to make changes in our life. And the time is now. The time was before, and the other time is now. Okay, so don't wait for that perfect time, because that perfect time doesn't exist. If you wait for that, it will keep pushing, pushing. You're gonna get to retirement age, and there you go. The time has already passed. So, but at the same time, it's never too late to start. That's why we say the time is now. So doesn't matter what age you are, this online business is available for anyone who wants to change their life and their family's life, who's willing to go and take that leap of faith. So we have people here from 18 years old all the way to 85 years old. So if they can do it, so can you. So don't be afraid, because you get all the support. We have a global community, we have mentors, we have coaches, and also we have a video based training, that you can follow up, step by step at your own pace. And also, all the tools and resources to be able to help you succeed in this business and be able to achieve the kind of lifestyle that you want to build for yourself and for your family. So um, like I say, hopefully you got inspired with Maricris' story, because it's really, she touches a lot of things that, a lot of people will relate to it. So hopefully you get to open your eyes and see, there are options to be able to have money work for you, and not you working for money and trading that time for money. So we're gonna leave it there. So if you want to learn more about this online business opportunity, here are the three ways that you can do that. So you can either put in the comments more info, or you can send us a private message and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Or you can register directly into our websites that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. The first one is to register to the live webinar. We have live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So um, you can, that link will take you to a page that will have these two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. The second link you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. So in addition to that, we invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, probably you're wondering, okay, what is it that I'm going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how an online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So there you go. Now you know what to do if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online. Now, if you guys are watching us from Facebook, and you guys are not following us, you can follow me here, and you can follow Jesse. What is the name of your
Jesse
Facebook?
and Chris Digital Enterprise.
There you go. So you can follow Maricris on the name of the this Facebook business page that you mentioned. And that way, you know, you get to know us a little bit more who we are, what type of content we put in our pages, and more information about the business. If you guys are watching us from YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell to get notified when we put new content and when we are going live. So that way you keep learning more about this online business opportunity, and when the time is right and you feel right, we'll be here gladly to help you, guide you along the way. Like we mentioned, you're never alone on this journey. So you got all the support to be able to help you succeed on this business. Um, so we do have some like emojis here from Melissa Mutonin Juru, Sindine Yax, and Aliuba. So thank you so much for all your like emojis, and thank you for watching. Now, if you um, eh, I think we have a right to the end. But I want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. And for those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us and engaging with our content. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed Saturday for those who are on Saturday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. And thank you again to Marie Chris for being here with us today, for sharing
You're
her journey.
welcome, sis.
Yeah, thank you so much. So until the next episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. So stay tuned for another topic and another guest. Thank you everyone for watching. God bless you all, and have a nice Friday.